Welcome back to the best of 3 between ToD and DIDI8. It is map 2. This time it is Secret Valley, and of course it is again Night Elf versus Human. ToD is spawning in the bottom left spawn position in yellow. Again, of course, altar first for him. And DIDI8 this time with a Tavern Hero build, which, you know, definitely is better against a tier 1 tower push, but we'll see if ToD is going to go for that. Again, I guess DIDI8, we can probably expect either Dark Ranger or Beastmaster out of him first, given that he's not building an altar yet. So yeah, as I previously mentioned, super important map for ToD, as he can secure his survival in the tournament with a victory on this one. Whereas DIDI8, if he doesn't want to go into the playoffs, or let's say if he wants to be sure that he doesn't have to go into the playoffs, then he is gonna want to win here as well. So a lot at stake for both of the players, and map 1, even if it was short, it didn't disappoint skill-wise. AM is of course coming for ToD. The Ancient of War is finishing for DIDI8. Altar is coming for him as well as the second Moonwell, and ToD is going to scout that soon. First Footman is of course in production. Nothing too much out of the ordinary going on. Scout farm here in front of the base, which, if you want to read super deep into it, could be a sign of an expansion, because if you expand here on Secret Valley, because there is no mercenary camp, many humans like to build a scout farm here, because odds of getting Ancient Protector pushed with some hidden Ancient Protectors, are not incredibly low if you go for a fast expansion. But that's reading super deep into it. But you gotta talk about something in the first 2 minutes of the game. Wisps arriving, AM starting to creep here at the regular Null Overseer camp, and it is the Dark Ranger first for DIDI8, so he's gonna wanna get some of those very small creep camps killed early on to gather a couple of skeletons, and to then maybe move on to a bigger creep camp. Still tier 1 for him, so really safe play early on, getting the third Moonwell very early on, not taking overly quickly and then falling to a tower rush or anything. ToD finished creeping. He found the Wand of Illusion. We'll see how well he's going to be able to capitalize on that. Might use it to cast 2 illusions of his AM here to not take any unnecessary damage by the creeps on his natural expansion, which he's creeping right now. And guess read into that properly. Some pausing going on here on the side. Dark Ranger in the meantime creeping the first shop already. The greater mana portion has dropped here, which can come in very handy, both for the Dark Ranger or for a potential second hero, which should be either Panda or Dark Ranger. Panda or Naga, of course. So Dark Ranger continues creeping. DIDI8's scouting not particularly awesome here, but since he scouted all the way up here with a Wisp, I'm imagining that he probably lost it while ToD was creeping his expansion, so he should be aware of what's going on here. And DIDI8, he continues creeping very aggressively with the archers and with the Dark Ranger. He's gonna get the level 3 here. The AM is the real one. This isn't an illusion, so ToD might be able to do a bit of damage here. We'll see. He doesn't creep anything. In the meantime, he wants to be safe with his expansion, because he wasn't aware of where the Night Elf army was. Now we see the Footman moving on the minimap as it appears towards the Night Elf's main base. And DIDI8, is he gonna... Oh wow, ToD super close. He almost got the last hit here there against the Ogre Magi, but ended up not getting it. By the way, penalty of energy for both of the players. One archer has died, if I heard correctly. And the Footman now joining the AM down here, so he really wants to keep the pressure up against these archers. In the meantime, tier 2 about like 80% done. Shop is coming. More footmen are coming. No tech yet by ToD, who's looks like might be planning on playing this pretty aggressively. He's creeping the Drake with his water metals and DIM, but doesn't lure him away from the fountain, so this is going to take him a long time. He's going to reach level 3 in a second, so he can spawn a level 2 water metal if he wants to. Archer's waiting in the middle for yeah, the second hero, which will be revealed to us in the next few seconds. Yeah, he's using the 1 level 2 water metal, and it is the Panda. I guess not a huge surprise to anyone. Red Drake is about to fall, and ToD finds the Flute of Accuracy, which is super nice, both for the water metals and later on for the big tier 2 army, which he's probably gonna go for. I mean, there's also the chance, of course, of him going tier 3, but yeah, it is less likely, let's put it like that. So shop is coming, still only 1 tower for ToD at his expansion. His tech is almost halfway done already as well, and DIDI8 is just taking his sweet time. Apparently he was planning to go for the expansion. I think this was his attempt on building it, but the footman is there, greatly positioned by ToD, and this means that the plans of DIDI8 will be delayed for now. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage here very easily, because as long as, oh, the Scroll of the Beast only hitting parts of the army, is still going to do plenty of damage. But he also got his shop killed. He got 1 Ancient of Lore cancelled. ToD did, oh, he didn't see this, luckily for DIDI8. So until ToD TPs, he's probably going to lose all of his peasants here. But he's doing so much damage in return. Now he sees the 2nd Ancient of Lore. He's going to be able to cancel that one as well. First Moonwell has already fallen. And is he willing to trade this expansion in for, you know, doing more and more damage to the Night Elf's main? I mean, he's doing incredible loads of damage. He's on his way to tier 2. He's killed 2 Moonwells, a shop. He cancelled both the lures. The 3rd Moonwell is about to fall. This one will be cancelled as well. And DIDI8 is looking pretty horrible. He's wasted all his time killing the town hall. He's not even getting the peasant here, so ToD could rebuild this if he wanted to. TP has now been used. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire going into these footmen. There are loads and loads of them, and you know, footmen against archers, generally speaking, not too horrible. 3.5 on the dark range in the meantime. DIDI8 trying to reposition the Panda, yeah, with the greater heal potion and with the energy pendant in the meantime. Really a force to be reckoned with, but then again, he's only level 2 so far. One of the footmen has not gone down here, saved. Of course, the fountain at the bottom has been cracked already, so ToD can make great use out of that one. 2 Moonwells in the back will be used by the Panda right now, so this one isn't gonna fall. ToD is just winning more and more time here, but yeah, is that worth losing all of his footmen? That is the question here. Naga 2nd has been bought, which really points towards a tier 2 push by ToD, because, you know, why get a Naga in a game when you plan to go for a super late game, which apparently he isn't. Surround attempt by the skeletons, but all of them disappear one by one, and the Naga still roaming free. The AM very nicely seeing the archer here doing the last hits, and yeah, ToD has lost the majority of its units. He's still up by like 10 supply. He's getting, what's he getting? Only a blacksmith so far. A new tower here at the expansion, but that one is far from being useful again. Footman here is also gonna survive. In the meantime, down here, a lore has finished, and therefore the first rides are now joining the Night Elf's army. And ToD, with only his 2 heroes, is able to keep the pressure up here so nicely. The Moonwell is about to finish the Panda, turning around, using the Moonshot. Of course, there is no slow by the Naga, because she's got Fog Lightning first, but it's still enough to kill the Panda, but in return the Naga falls as well. And yeah, ToD delaying DIDI8 here even further and further and further. This harassment has been going on for such a long time already. One of the Druids is falling here. Both of them, of course, losing a level 2 hero. You know, might seem fairly even, but the Naga is way more expendable at the moment than the Panda is for DIDI8, because in order to hold the tier 2 human push, or to, you know, deal with the human in the mid game, or pressure the human in the mid game when he's rebuilding the expansion, which he's gonna do apparently, he's gonna have to level the Panda. And in turn, the Naga doesn't really need to be leveled as much. Still, was the Naga worth it? I guess so, because even if he's going for the longer game, the time he was able to win here was quite significant. And DIDI8 is still tier 2, so as soon as these towers here come up, and it's going to be in just a second, harassment will be pretty difficult for the Night Elf. IEM is taking more and more damage. He's finally going to be forced away here. Finally going to be, you know, dealt with by the Dark Ranger and the Dryad. So this was super chaotic. ToD losing his expansion, DIDI8 losing a decent portion of his main base. And afterwards, even after the town portal, ToD able to win enough time with the Naga second to get the towers back up, to get the expansion finally back up. And DIDI8, we'll see how well he's going to be able to, you know, prepare for an eventual timing push. Riflemen are being produced as well by ToD as casters. No workshop yet, which is a bit odd because usually you'd want to get the mortar teams over the riflemen in the late game. Then again, this is only against Dryads, which, you know, might be able to exploit the lack of mobility of the mortar teams, which there's not really, you know, which there isn't really there with riflemen instead of mortar teams. And of course, he doesn't need the blacksmith and riflemen produce more quickly, but they do less damage, of course. Panda is finally up at level 3. Dark Ranger has been level 4 for quite a while right now. Range upgrade coming, yeah, so he's really investing into this rifleman, which, yeah, as I said, isn't the standard, but I guess since there's no tier 3 coming, no bears in addition to this, which just eat through riflemen extremely easily, they seem to be a legit choice for ToD. Counter expansion coming for DIDI8. 47 supply already for him. ToD already at 57. Let's take a look at the items. ToD's got no scrolls yet, which he'll definitely need. Other than that, one town portal, which is okay. 1-0 upgrades on his rifleman. At the same time, sentry boards found for DIDI8 up here. And not really anything else on his heroes. No town portal. He's got one heal potion here on the Dark Ranger. Still has the big mana potion. Still has the energy pendant. And of course the staff of preservation. Not yet level 3 for the Naga, but claws plus 12 for her. So plus 15 already with the True Shot aura, which is quite great. ToD getting more priests, getting more riflemen. Of course, you know, usually you could add like a sorceress or so, but against only Dryads, I guess there's not really any point. Also, there's the tier 3 finally, but no rejuvenation yet. He might want to add like a breaker or two before he starts pushing, but still, this is looking so good for ToD. He's had this expansion for a while right now. He's up at 64 supply. He's not even out-leveled that greatly. I mean, he's out-leveled a bit, but could be a lot worse. And DIDI8 is still sitting at 48. No upgrades yet. The mobility is what he's got going for him. But yeah, harassment is going to be really difficult against the mass piercing damage. Silence on the creeps. He's gonna take down the Overlord here, and we'll see what item he's going to pick up. Legion Doomhorn, that's about as good as it gets for him. Some more movement speed, some more mobility, you know, some better potential in doing hit and runs, but fighting straight up against this, also the defend footman will be quite annoying to deal with. ToD, yeah, with 2 heal scrolls, seems to be well prepared for upcoming fights. Ancient of War is going down here, and he's just letting the Tree of Life go down. Maybe he should split those water metals as the gold mine is being unloaded, but there are actually only 2 wisps there, so it's not even enough to take down the level 2 water metals. Moonlight is gonna fall as well. Well, Dark Ranger is slowly approaching level 5, which would certainly not hurt DIDI8 at the moment. given the situation he's in. And ToD, he can just take his sweet time with the economy advantage. Now adding a sorceress here as well, getting the adept upgrade for priests. Sorceress, I imagine, doesn't have adept yet as well. And he's even got the breaker here, just to be safe against the first bears, to be safe against the first rejuvenation, to steal that away from the panda or the Dark Ranger, or potentially even Dryads. Other than that, 2-0 finished in the meantime on the Rifleman. The Adept will finish in... does have a little while longer to go. Of course, great upgrade to have against the Dark Ranger, against both the Silence and the Skeletons, as well as the Roar and, you know, Rejuvenation and everything basically. ToD picking up the remainders of this creep camp. He's playing this very, very safely. Not overcommitting. He knows that at this point, even against like 3 or 4 bears, he's still looking pretty strong with the 80 supply Rifleman and Caster army. See, yeah, he's still tier 2, doesn't go up to tier 3. Continues creeping AM, also closing in on level 5. Even might even surpass the Dark Ranger here eventually. What was the item here for ToD? The Rune Bracers. Well, not great, but you know, at this point he's got everything he needs, even without another awesome item here from the Red Drake. So now finally level 5 on the Dark Ranger. Panda closing in on level 3. Still got both of the charges of the Sentry Wards. And he's even supply blocked here. So the question is, what's the plan here for DIDI8? He doesn't build any more moonwells. The main tree, the main gold mine still has about 2000 gold inside of it. So yeah, what's the plan? He's not expanding again. He's, I don't know, he's gotta pull a miracle fight here. Drunken Haze coming in. Breath of Fire into the army, hitting as good as it gets. Silence goes into the back of the human army. Scroll of Protection used by ToD as well. The position is pretty decent. This front is a bit exposed, which is going to cost him 2 Riflemen. Apparently another Waterman being summoned here. Level 4 on the AM. The Dark Ranger, well, maybe level 6 Dark Ranger could do something eventually. Panda is taking a bit of damage. Couple of bears have already fallen. The Panda's gotta fall back. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire used by him, but as you can see, it doesn't affect the big picture too much. Panda's gotta pull back right now. The next bear here on top will fall in a couple of seconds, and look at how much damage the Riflemen are doing against the Dryads. The Dryads they cannot even stay in this fight because ToD can be so aggressive with these Riflemen, because the damage output against those is simply not enough. Panda using another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and ToD takes this game. Takes this series with 2-0, a very chaotic early and mid game on this particular map. ToD getting the expansion, getting, you know, I said it, I think, when he grabbed the fountain in the bottom right corner. Given the few towers he was building, given where he was positioning his army, creeping the camp right next to where he'd expected DIDI8's counter expansion eventually, which he was also able to prevent at first. He was planning to go for that very aggressive play style while getting the fast expansion established behind it, and he was willing to sacrifice that expansion for the damage he was able to do inside of DIDI8's main base, and it turned out to be the right decision. I mean, he killed so many Moonwares, he delayed the lores by so much, he even ended up getting the Panda killed. He ended up, you know, getting the shop killed, trading his footmen against, you know, the majority of DIDI8's units, which I guess I didn't really pick up on during the game, but it really slowed down DIDI8's, DIDI8's chances of applying more pressure after the push was over, because after that he had like 1 Ancient of Lore at the bottom of the base and like three Dryads and a Dark Ranger, which don't do too much against 3 upgraded towers at the expansion. So yeah, even though he lost his entire expansion, it apparently still was worth it for ToD. Afterwards, he was able to build up a huge army, and that was just too much for DIDI8 to deal with. He couldn't hold his counter expansion, and afterwards, things weren't getting any better for him. And therefore, ToD takes this map as well. ToD wins this one with 2-0, which means ToD will be either rank 2 or rank 3 of this group, and he will go into the playoffs against, a rank 2 or rank 3 of a different group. And just taking a look forward to the second match we still have in Group C. Of course, we're not going to have a third match because Proteus isn't playing on this play day, because Snaps isn't in the tournament anymore. The last match will be Electak against Grubby, and it's pretty simple between those two. If Grubby loses, he's out of the tournament. If he wins, then he is going to be rank 2 for sure, and ToD will be rank 3. But if Electak loses, he'll also be out of the tournament, and if Electak wins, he'll be rank 1 of the group. So for Electak, it's basically all or nothing at this point. As I said, either he'll go straight to the finals or he'll be entirely out of the tournament. And we'll see that best of 3 next. I hope there's some anticipation for that, as it's going to be, super important, obviously, for both of the players. And I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did so, then thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon.